Hello and welcome to an all new episode of Unwrapped. My name is Daria. Some of you may know me formerly as WWE superstar Sonya Deville, but now I am entrepreneur, stepmom, wife, real estatePreneur, actress, all the things. And this is my beautiful wife, Toni.
Yep. Hi guys, my name is Toni. This week I'm working on finding my zen, but my brain's being loud. My PMS is even louder. Oof. And my inner peace, I think, is on back order. But here we are.
I like that.
Yeah.
Your inner peace is on back order. Well,
but it's coming.
Guys, I'm going to start off with the fact that I'm drinking decaf coffee.
And it's disgusting.
I'm not happy about it. Why am I drinking it? Ask my wife.
Sure, I'll tell you.
Big reveal. Hold on. Drum roll. What are we about to go do?
We are officially going to Ayahuasca very, very soon. And our diet starts today. If you guys don't know, I mean, you probably don't know. But before you go do Ayahuasca, there's a very strict diet you have to follow. One of them being no caffeine, which is going to be the biggest problem for you, I think, because my wife lives off Celsius all day long.
The no Celsius will be number 2 on the list. Number 1 on the list is going to be dairy and processed carbs.
Yep. No dairy, processed carbs, red meat.
That means no frozen pizzas in the middle of the night. That means no little cheese and turkey thingies that I make. That means no Uncrustables.
Yep.
What is this?
You're going to feel so good. And honestly, we have been eating so crappy lately that we took photos yesterday for Mother's Day. We didn't even talk about this yet. Oh. And I can see the roundness in my face from being like puffy,
bloated,
from eating.
Yeah, just like, junk.
Yeah. We actually had our friend Sal, who we've spoken about on here so many times, come over this weekend from London.
That was so fun. He was here for like 20 hours on a layover.
On his way back to Costa Rica to do some ayahuasca. But he brought all the fun candy and snacks.
Oh my God,
cookies.
I forgot about that.
That's why I was bringing it up. Because we ate so much garbage on Saturday.
An entire suitcase full of European delicacies. And for those of you that have never ventured over to Europe, like their chocolate's better than ours, their candy's better than ours. And on the packaging of every candy, and no, it's not the organic brand of candy, it's just their normal drugstore candy, it says no artificial dyes or flavorings added. And it was delicious.
So good. But I ate so much of
cheese
it.
And onion chips, like all of like their little like biscuit.
Oh my God. I ate like 5 of them yesterday morning at 4 a.m. when I woke up.
You did?
I did. I was starving.
I haven't touched them since the day he brought, like when we binged for like 5 hours while he was here. And then I didn't touch them again. And I'm kind of sad because now we're on our diet and now we can't touch them.
Now you have to wait.
That's terrible.
Well, he also came here all the way from London and he was like, all I want right now is Chick-fil-A.
Poor
but
guy.
Couldn't get it because
they don't have Chick-fil-A in London. I guess it's just an American thing.
Yeah, I guess not.
They have Nando's, which is like amazing.
It's probably better than Chick-fil-A.
It probably is. It's like chicken as well.
He was like, next time I come to the States, I'm going to eat all the American candy. I was like, you don't want anything to do with this.
You don't want anything to do with this American candy.
No.
If we were to go side by side and like eat their equivalent of like a Hershey bar, which is like the Canterbury is a really big brand there and it's different than our Canterbury, versus a Hershey bar, like he'd be like, what is this hard garbage? But that being said, I know we talked about Toni's ayahuasca journey and I have been convinced since to go.
I think we did mention it on here that we were going to be going back, but I don't think we mentioned like, how soon we're going.
When we talked about ayahuasca, I was very much like, I don't know if I want to do it. It was when we did the ayahuasca episode.
I don't know. I think we talked about it again since then. And I think I gave the little update because I'm so excited. It's now all I think and talk and dream about.
Well, we're going to be completely transparent with you guys. My whole thing was like, I'm not paying thousands and thousands of dollars to go to this resort to do ayahuasca because I really didn't feel a strong calling to it. And they say you need to like
be called
to do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that. I was also in the midst of like, the busiest point in my career and I just wasn't like slowing down for literally anything, which is probably why I need to go more so. But they offered us both a trip to go back to the resort that Toni went to. And we're going to give you guys more details after the experience because I really want to do a full breakdown.
I'm so excited to see.
We're going to dive deeper into a before and after in a different episode. We're not really going to talk about it all of this episode, but I do want to say that I'm going back because it's free. And ever since leaving WWE, I have felt a stronger desire to be more grounded and connect more, not only with like myself, but like the universe and my family. Like I feel kind of just a change in the way that I think about things. It's like a shift is happening, and
You need like that clarity almost, right? Like
I want clarity, but I also just want like a deeper stillness within myself. Like I want to be able to.
I'm not saying anything, but like I think that's going to be really great for you.
No, I know. I already know you're excited for that part. Trust me. No, I know I need it. I know I need it. You know, funny story. I went to, I don't like really believe in psychics that much. I do believe that certain people have bigger intuitions and the ability to, you know, just feel and see more than others.
Like you.
Yeah, I do have that gift. And so I went and saw this psychic like a long time ago, and she was like, you need to be more grounded. Like you need to go to the beach and like put your feet in the sand and like take a breath. And I was like, yeah. I was like in the mix of it all, and I like just never did it. And I just feel like this is the perfect time to like go through that and work on that piece of myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, so you're diving head in first in that.
Head in first? Head first in.
Yeah. I always ruin the punchline. Always.
Sometimes I think you have dyslexia because you'll say all the right words. Sometimes you're just in the wrong order.
It's because my brain moves faster than my mouth.
See? So we both need some grounding and some stillness.
Yeah.
Anyway, Toni had such a great experience last time. I'm not going to lie. I'm very intimidated by the entire thing. Like there's a lot of vomiting apparently and stuff coming out the other end, and, you know, long periods where you can't talk while you're taking the medicine. Like there's a lot of things that are intimidating me about this, to be completely transparent.
Sal being here, aren't you even more excited now?
Your friend being here, having another outside perspective of someone who did ayahuasca, did make me get more excited.
Yeah.
He just talked like, and you could just tell when you talk to him, like his whole energy is like very like peaceful, I guess, and like happy. Like he just has this like stillness about him that's just like very inviting, and you just want to be around him. And it's the same kind of thing you came back with. And so I am excited to hopefully garner some of those effects of ayahuasca. Hopefully none of the bad ones. Hopefully, I mean, he was telling really funny stories about his trips.
Wait,
though.
I want to talk about this because you were just talking about grounding. He was telling us, and I had heard this story a year ago when it happened. He was telling us this really funny story the very first night, because the place we go to, you do ayahuasca 4 nights in a row. And the very first night, he's like, I need to feel grounded. And it was raining, and he got moved outside. So they take your whole mattress and they like kick you outside into the grass, but it's raining. So he like ripped his shirt off. He's like, I need to feel grounded. And he's rolling and digging his hands in the mud.
He's like, I was just digging.
And then he goes, then I felt things biting me everywhere, and I didn't know if I was hallucinating or if it was real. So now I'm slapping myself and I'm covered in mud, and everyone's looking at me, and they're like, give him space. He's having a breakthrough. But really, they were fire ants attacking me everywhere, and no one helped me.
So he woke up in medical the next day with like fire ant bites all over, and he's like, it was the greatest thing ever. And I'm sitting here like listening, and I'm like, wow, I really want to go to ayahuasca now, huh?
Well, it's just maybe don't dig in the mud outside.
Yeah, right. But like when you're tripping, like who knows what I'm gonna do? I'm like so.
I'm so excited I get to sit in there and watch you.
Ew, that's gonna ruin my experience. You're gonna go on the other side of the Maloka
with the boys.
No, but like the other side of the girls' side.
Okay.
I'm not putting my mattress next to you.
Really?
No. We'll see.
You gotta see what you're called.
See what I'm called to do. Yeah, I'm gonna follow my natural intuition. But yeah, so we're going back to ayahuasca. I'm drinking decaf coffee, and the chickens have not hatched. And Toni just had
we're going there.
Yeah, we're going there. Go ahead, tell them.
Oh, so you guys know the chicken saga is continuing.
And the ducks.
And the duck eggs, yeah. So they're way past due. Way past due. And I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, how do I take all these eggs and throw them away? So I brought every one of the eggs inside yesterday. I sat in the basement for like 2 hours, and I candled every single one, looking for any sign of life.
Candling's like when you put a flashlight to an egg and you see what's inside.
Yeah. In like a dark room, you like hide and you can see what's in there.
Yeah.
So there were like maybe 5 or 6 that looked like there were babies in there, but I didn't necessarily see them moving, but I think I saw one moving, and a couple looked like maybe they were newer eggs that it's just starting to form. So I'm like, maybe these were newer ones that were laid. So I just went and put those like 5 or 6 back in the ducks, and there were a couple chicken eggs in there, and I just threw them in with the duck eggs. You can do that.
Wait. Rewind. You put chicken eggs back under our mother duck?
Yeah. You could do that. I looked it up. It's fine.
No. Wait, we can't gloss over this. So, so one day a duck could be sitting and a chicken could be born. What's the duck going to say? What are you doing here, chicken?
No, they don't do anything. They just...
All right, little guy, come on in.
Yeah.
You're part of us now. And we're going to raise the baby chicks with the ducks. We're going to throw them back in with the chicken.
Well, I think that I'm going to take all the babies out when they're born anyway. So they weren't going to be staying.
That was an interesting choice.
Well, because it was like 2. And I was like, I'd rather the chickens start laying eggs again. And if I put them back in there, then the chickens won't lay eggs because they'll keep laying on the ones that they're trying to turn into babies. I really, at this point, I have no faith in anything. We have 2 chickens right now. Our second chicken that wasn't the one laying on the eggs has been laying almost an egg every day. So now there was like 6 eggs in there from her this last week.
But this is what happened. The reason why these babies aren't birthing, we think, is because typically they start laying after ducks specifically after the first frost is over, the last frost is over.
Yeah, it has something to do with the weather. I think it was too cold.
It was too cold. We had a cold night after they were, trying to form, and that just wiped them out.
That's what my chicken guy said. You guys know I've got my best friend chicken guy, and I texted him. I text him every day about something, and I was like, "These eggs aren't hatching." He was like, "That one night last week got really cold. They might have died," and so I brought all the eggs inside. There was like 40. And I had them in a bucket, and I went through every single one. I put the 5 back outside, and I left the bucket in the basement, and a dog got trapped in the basement. So this morning we came downstairs and found a cracked open egg on the floor with a baby. It was a fully formed, no feathers or anything yet. It was definitely like maybe 2 weeks.
But what were you going to do? Were you throwing that one away?
I think that they're all dead.
Because they're all dead.
They never finished forming.
Well, you said fully formed.
Well, you saw it.
Well, it's not fully formed. It
formed enough that has a head, a body, legs, and an eyeball. I haven't touched it yet. We have to clean it up
but
after
can
this.
we talk about the irony that the birds that randomly made a nest in our front wreath birthed their babies perfectly fine, and there's a baby little chicken.
Nope, it's a bird.
Not a chicken, a baby little bird in our front wreath, just living its life, doesn't have any human interaction. They didn't need help incubating.
But that's why I didn't incubate anything. I left them all.
I know.
To make nature do its own thing. And this time I'm like, nope, I'm going to take them and put them in the incubator.
Are you?
And I think I've decided officially I'm going to go pick up chickens from the chicken guy maybe this afternoon if I have time. And I'm just going to restock our chickens. And then the ducks, I will hatch babies because they're more of a rare, very expensive breed of duck.
Yeah, called ducks.
So,
yeah,
I'm going to hatch ducks because you can't put duck eggs and chicken eggs really in the incubator at one time, and I only own one of them.
Yeah, but you could put them both under a duck.
Yep, you can do that.
Unbelievable. Okay, guys, before we get into the meat of our conversation, we're going to be talking about WWE and Shotzi's release and her recent interview and some other fun stuff. But I just wanted to let you know the best way that you guys can support us. Obviously, right here on this YouTube channel, or if you guys are listening on Spotify, head over to YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know what you're liking and what you're not liking. Talk to us, interact with us, because Toni and I are always on there checking the comments because we do this for you guys. And if you guys want some exclusive bonus content, as you know, we have our Patreon account. The link is below. Go subscribe. Every single month, we do a live Q&A just with our Patreon people. We also do a community chat ongoing all the time where you guys can literally just chat in there, talk to us. We're both in there interacting with you guys. And of course, 2 exclusive bonus episodes every single week where we do unwrap a little bit more. We're a little bit more vulnerable, and we give you guys a little more of our real take on some topics that we don't talk about on here. So head over there, subscribe at the link below, and support us if you would like. We love you guys, and we appreciate everything you guys do with us, and we're excited to continue this venture.
So with that, let's talk about Shotzi did an interview since getting released. Last week's episode, we talked about all the new WWE releases.
Yep.
I watched her interview this weekend, and she is like, for some reason, her energy, I just love it.
She's the best.
She's so cute.
She's so cute. She is the best. I will say, today's Thursday, so last week on our Patreon, we went through every single released person from last batch of releases, which there was like 20 of them, and we gave our hot takes on them. So if you haven't seen it, it's a really funny episode. Go watch that. Toni was giving her opinions and she didn't know half the people. So it was
So hilarious. A lot of the men ended up on my OnlyFans lists.
Yeah, she thought they should go to OnlyFans. But nonetheless, yeah. So the reason Shotzi was able to do an interview and none of the other released superstars were is because Shotzi didn't get released. Technically, her contract expired, like mine. So when your contract expires, there's no non-compete clause. Whereas the people that were released have non-compete clauses. Some of them are 30 days, some 60 days, and some 90 days. So she's the only one that we've heard from so far on this batch of releases. And she went on, I believe, Busted Open Radio. And she's so positive. It was so nice to see her.
She's like,
they're like, how you doing? And she was like, I'm doing great. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Actually, something that like really stuck out to me a lot with her interview was she kept saying, I feel so free. And it stuck out to me because that's something you said a lot. You were like, oh, I just feel like weight off my chest. I can breathe. I feel so free. Like, why does everybody seem to feel free? Like, are you in a prison over there? Like, I don't understand.
That's a good question. So here's what I think it is. When you're there, you are very well aware that you're part of an elite group of humans, right? Of all the people in the world that want to be professional wrestlers and grow up idolizing WWE, you know, there's only place for like 100 of you, 100 of us, you know, if you count NXT, maybe 200. So it's very known that you're part of an elite group. With that comes extremely high levels of competitiveness. And if you're not at the top of the card in the biggest storyline, you kind of always have a looming feeling of, am I going to get fired? Am I not doing enough? Am I not over enough with the fans? Like you just always think like, am I going to lose my job one day? And it's scary because you are making a significant amount of money, more than most of us were making prior to going to WWE. You know, a lot of us were broke, living the broke life before getting our contract into WWE. So it's like a life-changing experience. And no matter if you're there for 3 months or 10 years, you kind of always have this looming feeling of like, when is my time going to come to an end?
So it's like living with anxiety over.
You do. Yeah. And, you know, just like any other industry, there's the natural mind game that comes with being in that. Like, you know, one week the writer will call you and be like, hey, we're going in this super cool angle with you and the champion and it's going to lead to SummerSlam, blah, blah. And then the next week you get to TVs and they're like, oh, actually we changed our minds.
Yeah.
And then that leaves you with the pondering thought of like, well, why did they change their minds?
Right.
Did I not do good in my last match? Was my last promo shitty? Like, did I look at somebody wrong? Because, you know, like all of these things weigh in. You've seen it firsthand. Like, all of these things to an extent weigh in on where you are on the card. I'm not saying it's that common, but it does happen where one person in the company high up enough cannot like you and you could sit in catering for 6 months. And it could be par for the course or it could be a punishment. Like you just don't know. So I think the unknown is what gives a lot of people anxiety. And I think some advice to dealing with that I would tell my younger self, but also that I think I did to a good extent while I was there, is be smart with your money because it's not going to be there forever. This isn't a forever job. It's something that can be ripped away at the drop of a hat. And different than other sports, which other sports also have politics, but you know, typically if you're an MMA fighter and you're going out there and you're winning and you're knocking people out, like you're going to keep your contract.
Right.
Whereas WWE is obviously predetermined. So you're not in control of your destiny fully. Of course, there's certain things you can, you know, do to be.
Well, this is something I feel like we've talked about on here so much is like how much control you actually have.
Right.
You know, like.
So it's like, yeah, advice to the younger self and people that are in it now. It's like, be smart with your money. And I'm not even saying save. I'm saying invest. Invest your money while you have it coming in like that. Because I think, I'll say this. The best thing I ever did was buy properties with you and with our money. The worst thing I ever did was not buy enough investment properties with our money. So like invest so that when that time does come and the call does come, you have some sort of passive income or money working for you coming in. So yeah, I think it's super important to, no matter what career path you're in, no matter if you're, you know, working a 9 to 5, whatever it is, I think if you ever read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, it talks about the 2 different ways to handle money. And, you know, the rich dad talks about investing. The poor dad talks about saving, 401k. But it's like, unless you're investing your money, the savings is eventually going to run out. And so I think just across the board for anyone in general, while you have a steady salary, or you have money coming in on a consistent basis, investing is key. And so I think that, to go back to the original question, I think that this sense of freedom comes from not having that dark cloud, the looming fear over your head every single day of like, am I going to lose my job? Am I not going to have that stream of income anymore? And so to offset that, I give that advice.
I also feel like from an outsider looking into like what your life was like, and I could picture Shotzi being, I mean, everybody across the board being the same way. Like you're really in a bubble when you're there because it's not a job that you go clock in and clock out. Like you are in it 24/7 when you're
100%.
traveling, when you're not traveling, although you're traveling a lot. Like it is your whole life. It's not your job. So I feel like as amazing and it is, and it's so crazy because it's like that would be a wrestler's dream. But then when you go through the dream and you come out on the other side to have that feeling of like, oh my God, now I feel free. Like how crazy is that full circle moment? It's like you finally get the dream and you realize.
I think everyone is different. I don't think I would have that feeling as much if I got released 5 years earlier. Like I think because, and Shotzi had a pretty long career there as well. But I think because my career was so significant and so long, it then gave me that kind of closure on the way out of like, man, I did a lot. I did it. I've been there. I've done that. I have gratitude for it. I had a great fucking time.
Right.
And I think Shotzi looks at it with the same mentality too. She was able to be part of a lot of different pay-per-view matches. She was in a lot of different groups and factions. Like she got to do a lot of different things. She evolved her character so much. She did so much and she was so versatile that I feel like she might, you know, I'm not going to speak for her, but she may have that feeling also as like, man, that was a great fucking ride.
Right.
But now it's time for chapter 2.
Yeah.
You know, the same
like
kind
get
of,
off like that hamster wheel almost.
Yeah. And and maybe it's not goodbye forever for her, you know?
Which, you know what? I think this is so much more relatable than I even realized beforehand, because how many people feel like, you know, you go to college and you're like, I just so bad want to be an accountant, you know, marketing, like whatever it is. And then you're in your career for 10 years and you're like, oh my God, I want off this hamster wheel.
I've read something that says you shouldn't stay. Now, this is a very specific opinion for a very specific reason, but you shouldn't stay at any one job or one company for more than 3 years. But the reasoning behind it was that you can always grow when you thrust yourself into different circumstances, right? So like if you're constantly putting yourself in new situations, you're going to grow. You're going to learn different things. You're going to interact differently with this group of people than you are with that group of people. And I don't know, I think there's something to that. Like I
agree.
You know?
Yeah.
I think a decade is a great amount of time. I think Shotzi was probably there like 6-7 years total. Like that's a lot of time at one place. Like
it's interesting too, the way you guys both, maybe you're more similar than I realized, like you both tore your ACLs at like the same time, right?
Well, that was crazy. Yeah. She went through.
She tore her ACL the week of our wedding. Didn't she have a match, a live event the night of our wedding that was added last minute so she couldn't come to our wedding? And that was the night she tore her ACL.
No, she tore her ACL on an NXT taping. But yeah, it was the same reason she couldn't come. She was booked that week on NXT and on live events or whatever. And yeah, I think she tore, it
was like that week that she tore her ACL.
It was that week. So we tore our ACL, the same year. And we had the exact same kind of trajectory. We both were out for like a year, made our returns. Our contracts were expiring soon after our return to the ring. But what's crazy to me is she came back and fucking killed it. And I told you this. The second I saw her and her group debut on NXT TV, she came back, didn't look like she missed a beat. She was in this faction with these two other girls, Gigi and Tatum, I think. And they had such a fucking cool look. Their entrance was sick. It was trending all over Twitter, all over Instagram. Like I was watching going, oh my God, this is Shotzi's time. She was kind of like the leader of the faction. She was fine. It was in NXT. I could have seen it easily transitioning to Raw or SmackDown, and they were doing great. And then all of a sudden, it just dissipated. And I don't know. I'd love to have Shotzi on at some point and talk to her about it, because I don't know what happened.
It's interesting because we talked last week about like with Chelsea, like she wasn't given anything amazing, but she made it so amazing.
Yeah, she made her own opportunity.
And I almost feel like that's the same in this situation. Like she wasn't given, like, you're in a faction. It's not like it was years of you like building this group of girls and like, you know, they just put them together and was like, go do your thing. And they made it something really cool.
Yeah.
But then that, I wonder if that was like a decision that was made, maybe even when she was still out on her injury, that they were just going to let her contract. I don't know. It's just weird because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like that's somebody that you didn't give them anything special, but they made it special and they made it so cool.
Right.
But then
well, it's just weird to see when someone comes back from injury. I think everyone's kind of on the edge of their seats. Like, are they going to come back rusty? Are you going to be able to tell that they're injured and they're favoring their, you know, their injured body part? Or are they going to come back even better than before and on fire? And I felt like Shotzi was a perfect example of someone who came back and didn't seem like she missed a beat. And she was in something so cool. She was making it so cool. I don't get that one.
Yeah. You could say the same thing, I think, for Dakota, because she came back from ACL injury.
Yes.
The same time, I think. Right?
Different times, but yeah. But regardless.
You and Dakota were out. Dakota tore her ACL right before you did. Because I remember when you first got injured, you were reaching out to her to see what it was like surgery-wise, because she had just done it a few months earlier.
She was already done and back, but yeah.
Oh, she was done and back already?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But regardless, yeah, we all tore our ACLs, but Dakota came back.
And she tore hers like 3 times or something? Am I remembering wrong?
No, twice. Yeah, just twice. But
twice back to back? It was something where it was like...
Twice in general, like throughout her career. And she fucking came back and killed it the second time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Another one I don't understand.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. But it's like, yeah, it's just a little crazy to me that you have someone on such a good trajectory doing so well and you decide to let their contract run out. But nonetheless, I love her spirit. Her sentiment post-release seemed similar to mine. She's excited for the future. She's excited for what's out there for her. And now, like, the cool thing about going and being on the indies or going to a different company even is, like, you're back in the driver's seat. And we talked about this when I got, like, she's back in the driver's seat.
That's what I feel like.
Now pave her own path. She can wrestle 6 nights a week if she wants, or she can wrestle twice a month. Like, she can do whatever she wants, make the kind of money she wants to make. And no one's gonna, like, if one indie promotion doesn't book her, 100 others will.
Right.
So, like, there's no, like, you know, you're kind of in fight or flight mode sometimes when you're there, because it's like, this is where all your money's coming from. You don't have any outside gigs going on.
Well, and I feel like you just have no control over it when it's something that at the heart of a wrestler, like, you have so much passion for your character, what you feel like they should be doing, what would be cool stories. And you have, like, that's been my feeling from the outside for so long. It's just like you have not really any control over it. So I feel like that's almost like the biggest feeling. What I could picture being the biggest feeling free is like what you just said. Like, you're back in the driver's seat and you're not being someone else's puppet, being like, you're going to go out there and lose in the first 2 seconds because you have to put this other person over. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you have that power now.
Well, yes and no. When you're on the indies, you're still getting booked by a booker and you're still being told what to do, but
but they don't own it. They don't. It's a different feel. You're still showing up that day because you want to be there.
100%.
Not that they didn't want to be there, but it's a different feeling, I think, you know?
Yeah. I think you do have more creative liberties. You do have more freedom. You know, we talk about someone like Matt Cardona, Chelsea's husband.
He kills it.
Who crushes it on the indies and was a big star in WWE for years. And for years and years has been on the indies, just cementing his name and his legacy. In wrestling is so cool right now. That's the bottom line. You have so much opportunity in wrestling right now that has never been a thing. And that's thanks to AEW. That's thanks to TNA, Impact, like New Japan. Like, there's so many opportunities for wrestlers right now that it's actually exciting. If you're a wrestling fan or you're a wrestler yourself, like, it's an exciting time to be a wrestler because there isn't just one kingdom that rules the roost anymore. Like, you can go make a decent salary elsewhere or just on the indies. in general, like Matt does.
And just become a star.
Yeah.
Without the one monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool.
It is cool. Speaking of sports and wrestling, I'm going to segue a little bit because I wanted to tell you guys tomorrow, May 16th, I'm going to be at Invicta FC 62. I know you guys probably saw my social media and stuff. I was at the last Invicta fights, kind of just watching. I did get in the cage a little bit and chat with the audience, but I am going to be around Invicta a lot more. I'm not ready to say in exactly what capacity, but I can tell you that tomorrow night in Kansas City, Missouri at the Lex, I will be on commentary with two other incredible women, Megan Anderson, Julie Kenzie. I watched both of them fight in the cage, so it's very cool to be alongside of both of them, commentating on some badass female fights. If you guys don't know, Invicta is the only long-standing all-women's MMA promotion. So it's all women's fighting. It's ran by Shannon Knapp, who has been in this industry around the greatest of the greats for over a decade. She's incredible. She's so smart. She started Invicta back in like 2012. And when I was fighting MMA, I dreamed of fighting for Invicta. So it's a very full circle moment. It's been really fun. And I'm so excited to be there. So if you guys are in the area, or if you're traveling in for it, say hi to me. I'll be there and we can chat.
That's so exciting.
I am excited. It's, Tony and I can talk a little bit about this. Since my leaving WWE, it's really been kind of day by day, taking it slow of like, what does my heart really want to do? Mm-hmm. Like, what do I really feel drawn towards? What's my passion? What's my purpose? And
you sound like me.
Yeah.
Every day of my life.
Yeah. But like, it's been a cool journey. And it's like, I've been very much taking it day by day because every day new opportunities come my way and I have different discussions with different people. But the Invicta thing is something I will tell you guys happened so organically that I know it's meant to be in my path. It was me and the president started following each other on social media. We had a conversation, we had another conversation, and now we've been having conversations daily since. And so it was a really organic thing. I think we have a lot of aligned interests and passions. My love for MMA runs so deep. It was my first love before wrestling, before it all. And it feels really good to be back home. So I'm excited to be working with such a badass organization that stands for so many incredible things. So yeah, check out Invicta if you guys haven't already, and come see me if you're in the area.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Well, I think that's a high note to leave this episode on.
That is a good note to leave on. Guys, you're going to be hearing a lot more in the coming weeks. We are working on some really fun things for this podcast, including upcoming guests. Stay tuned. We love you guys.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. Chat with us because we love you and we appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.